Hey everyone, it's great to see you. I am going to be planting some Coleus seeds today. Now usually I wait until March to start the Coleus. However, I have so many fabulous varieties to plant this year and I am bored. It is raining outside and I am missing being out in the garden. I'm going to start one tray of them, so 36 different seeds today, and then in a couple weeks I'll plant some more. In a couple weeks I can plant some more after that. And I highly recommend that you follow Jim's Holiest of Coleus YouTube channel. He does an amazing job explaining how to get started with Coleus seeds, and I have followed his directions. This will be the third year that I am doing this, and they work great. I also find that ordering from his eBay seeds is wonderful. You get a lot of seeds. So highly recommend, not sponsor, but Jim is a great resource for Coleus, and maybe one day I will get to that level. I just love planting plants to get ready though for spring. So once again, I'm going to be using the Jiffy Grow Kits here. These are 36 peat pellets. This is the tomato size, so they're larger than the ones that I've used in the past. And the great thing with these are that they're really ready to go. They come with these nice little like hockey puck looking peat pods, and you just soak them to hydrate them well. Now you might notice that my water looks a little blue tinged here. That's because when you open up your grow tray of these, they have a vitamin packet in it. So it doesn't say that it's plant food. I assume it is something like that, and they recommend that you mix that packet with your gallon for starting seeds of water that I'm just going to pour right on here. Now, I have to tell you, in the past, usually I just throw that packet away and I don't use it. But once again, boredom has struck this gardener, so we are experimenting and we're going to add the vitamin pack this time and see what happens. As you add in your water, you're going to then give these cute little pods about 10 minutes to absorb it all and poof up. So we are back and all of the Jiffy pods are nicely hydrated. Take a look at these guys. So they really do puff up quite a bit, and you want to, weigh this a little bit and lift it up. It's really heavy when they're fully saturated. I find that that's very helpful as I know when to add water to them. Like if I know, oh yeah, they get pretty heavy, then if they're getting too light, time to add water. And they all look moist on the top. Now I went through and I used some forks to just pull apart the netting so it has a little more space at the top. But I'm going to try for just one little seed per container, per pod. Because I have a lot of good luck with my Coleus germination. So generally speaking, Coleus germinate pretty easily. They, though, have the tiniest seeds. So I have a few that I've ordered here. I am going to start the Wizard variety first. Now, Wizard Coleus get really big leaves, and they can come in different colors. I have found in the past that mine take a little longer to sort of kick off, so I feel like that's a good choice. I also have Giant Exhibition Limelight, which I love, but it's also one that takes a little longer to get started. So let's get these planted here. So let's see. This one is the Premium Sun Watermelon Coleus. I have never tried this one, and I like the idea that it can go in the sun. So we're going to give that a try. There's only 10 seeds in here, so I am going to start all of them today. They are so tiny that they come in this little itty bitty container, and there's those 10 little seeds. So I'm going to dump them out in my palm. And then you don't actually dig your Coleus seeds in at all. All you do is drop them and press down with your finger so that the seed is in good contact with the pod. Okay, There we go, because these need light to germinate. So unlike the vinca and the pansies that needed it to be dark to germinate, and I had to put them in that garbage bag, these would not do well if you did that. These are gonna go right under the grow lights, and I keep my grow lights on for these guys 24 hours a day until they sprout. And then when they sprout, I drop it to 18 hours of grow lights and then a 6-hour reprieve with them off. Ooh, and they gave me one extra seed here. Okay, so we have 11 of those. And for now, I'm just going to stick that in here so I remember. Terrific. Next, I have the Limelight, the Giant Exhibition Limelight, and it says there's 20 in here. I'm going to see if I can separate out some of them. Let's see. Okay, so these are in, often they take these tiny seeds, they'll put them in a little internal baggie that zips closed, and then within that they put them in what looks like a little bag of wax paper, and that works really well for these tiny seeds too. Okay, I'm gonna dump them out. Oh my gosh, that is so tiny. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I have some in here still. I'm going to fold this up, put it back in the bag here, and we'll start some more in a couple weeks. So these were the Giant Limelight. Now these are all ordered from Swallowtail Gardens, and I'm saving the ones that I got from Jim for the next time around. I did 10 of those, that was good. Next we're going to plant the Wizard Golden Coleus. And Swallowtail Gardens are not a sponsor either, but I've been having really good luck with their seeds so far, and I've heard really good things about them. This is my first year trying their seeds, so hopefully they will all germinate beautifully. Okay, so the Wizard Golden says there's 50 seeds in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're not planting 50 of them. I'll be happy with about 10 more. But we do end up with a lot of Coleus. Now, one nice thing is when you sort of plant them intermittently like this, a stash every, couple weeks, it means that when you're ready to pot them up, you don't have to pot them all up the same week, which is lovely. They just won't all be ready for that. And let me tell you, it gets to be a lot of potting up and planting and replanting. And so it's kind of nice to have them spaced out that way. They're so tiny. It's hard to believe that these are like actual seeds and not flakes of dirt. Okay. And if you happen to drop more than one in, that really is just fine. You might have to separate them out once they start growing. Sometimes I just leave 2 in the same little pot. That's absolutely fine too. Coleus really are pretty hardy. Oops. I'm just wiping the dirt off of my fingers after I press them in because honestly, it's so hard to tell what's a seed and what isn't a seed. Okay, we're going to say that that was enough of the Wizard Golden. And I have one more type that we're going to do in the last couple rows here, and that is going to be the Wizard Rose Coleus. And I have grown Wizard Rose before, one of my favorites. It's one of those nice big-leafed Coleus that has a pink center in the middle of the leaves. Really, really pretty. Now, all of these are fairly compact, staying about 14 inches tall. So They're nice in planters, they're nice in the ground. Coleus just are good fillers in the garden and a good thing to start early. So this says that there's also 50 of these in here. Oh my goodness, okay. But we're just going to fill in the last couple rows. So I want about 8 or 10 of these would be great. Let's see, I'm trying not to send them everywhere. Okay. And I'm just going to drop them in. Some people use a tweezer for this. Some people use a wet Q-tip. All of those work too. Honestly, I haven't found a method that I just love. I do the best I can, and we're going with that. Yeah, and pumpkin is here to help too. Coleus are toxic to animals, so in the garden, that's a good thing. The rabbits do not touch them, even though they look nice and leafy like lettuce. They're going to let them be, but I will be keeping these away from the cats. So I'm just gonna press in those last couple rows. And then, just like I did with my other seeds, I do just a fine, fine layer of vermiculite on here. And the vermiculite just keeps down the fungus gnats that tend to like to breed in your nice, warm, wet areas. And I will put heat mats under these while they germinate. As soon as they sprout though, I'm gonna take the heat mats off. I learned this the hard way once. I thought, oh, my nice little seeds need that extra warmth. And I left it up afterwards and I fried the seeds. So they'll come up, they'll sprout, and then they'll just kind of fizzle, which is not a good thing. So once they have germinated, you wanna take that off. So this is a very fine vermiculite. It almost looks like a little crushed sand here. And I'm just gonna take that and gently put some on top of these. And you don't have to be super careful with this. It does not affect the light that is reaching your seeds because you're just doing a very, very fine layer. The only thing that I don't like about the vermiculite is you really don't see the planting medium underneath, so it can be difficult to know if you need to water yet. So here we go. Yes, Pumpkin likes this. This is very interesting, isn't it, Pumpkin? It probably looks like cat litter. Don't give him any ideas. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna need a little bit more. These kits do come with a humidity dome, which is also really handy. Let me grab that. Okay. So they come with some plastic little tags here, and don't be like me and think you can remember, because it is hard to remember what you plant. This is the Premium Sun Watermelon Coleus. There we go. And you do want to make sure that you have a plastic tag that you're using. This is the Limelight. Then we have the golden, the Wizard Golden. And finally, the Wizard Rose. So I'll be planting more of this type of Coleus, but I also have many other types that we will be planting up. It is going to be a very good year for Coleus. These should germinate. I have to tell you, it says like a week to 2 weeks. Let me see, 10 to 14 days, it looks like it says. Last year, they were up within like 3 days. It was shocking. So it's really fun to keep an eye on these because you see them grow so fast. Unlike my geraniums that are growing so slow, the Coleus really they sprout quickly, they send up new leaves. For an impatient person like myself, these are an excellent, excellent choice. I'm going to put these on the heating mat. I'm going to put them under the grow lights, and I will keep you updated on how everything is doing. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.